Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's me. I'm on my way to Shibuya from Ebis right now, but I wanted to do a quick video in response to some stuff that I saw online, like mainly street interview stuff regarding the ideal partner for Japanese women. So I'm gonna make this a series, and basically, I found a really interesting. Sorry, it's a little bit loud. I found a really interesting blog that will outline kind of 10 or I think 11 different characteristics of the ideal guy. And I'm just going to go through them in a series of videos. I think you'll find it interesting. I'm going to expand on it as I walk, as I always do. So, um, don't mind me. I'm not really going to be looking at the camera just because there's a lot going on here. But so let's start with the first characteristic that is ideal for someone Japanese women want to marry is someone who's serious. Now, being serious isn't really what you think it is. It's not like serious as how we translate it in English. It has a little bit different of a type of nuance, especially here. And I had to learn this too because what a serious personality is quite different than what it is in the West. Like it's not like always never smiling or always being focused on your goals or your dreams or whatever you want to do. It, はいそうですそうはいはい yeah so sorry, this kid kind of stopped me for for something, but like I was saying, the ideal partner is a little bit different than what you might think. Basically, it's someone who isn't necessarily always serious about life and things like that. It's someone who can actually handle responsibility in a lot of different ways and situations. I think that's the most important thing, and how you like I'm not gonna lie, when I was in my 20s, like I was a lot like too serious. Like I'll put the word here as kind of majime, and you can be too majime. And I like people told me, Japanese people told me like I was like really really majime, but I thought it was a compliment, but it was actually um, a criticism, right? Because if you're too majime or too serious, like you lack the flexibility to really what's the word to really interact with people on an equal kind of basis, like to get along, you know. So you need to have a bit of flexibility, but also seriousness about life. That I think, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people when they foreign guys when they come here, unless they come here on on an already set career path, you really lack it, right? And of course, relates to serious relationships, but yeah, like just hanging out, dating, or doing whatever you want to do, that's fine. But if you're looking for more than that, like just to hang out, then being actually mature or serious about your priorities, your partners, like not just like flaky, not just like it'll be okay, because regardless of whatever your partner thinks, that's actually not really the case, right? That's not how she feels in the bottom of her heart. She kind of wants someone that she'll be able to rely on through thick or thin. And if you're not that type of person, I mean, it can be okay, it can be fine, but you have to realize that that doesn't lend itself to reliability, and reliability is the number one attractive quality here. Like being, not just be switching up, not just disappearing, not just being like, ooh, I don't know what we're gonna do, kind of stuff. Like I've seen a lot of people have that type of mentality, and, and on the opposite end of the spectrum, I had too much of the opposite. I was like, we have to figure it out, we have to find the answers, and all that jazz. But that doesn't really lend itself to cooperation. You know what I'm saying? You're just kind of like a dictator if you really think about it. So being able to be reliable but not too rigid, I think is the best way to go about it. And it is something that is necessary. If you think of like a stoic, but like a stoic kind of I hate to use the word samurai figure, but but for lack of a better word, is something. Something on my beard. Something on my beard. But is a quality that will be highly respected and as a foundation of what you're going to need to build any type of meaningful relationship in this country. The second one is a bit different from the first one. Sorry, the Mario Kart people are passing by. Um, if you don't know, I'm doing this in installments, so please check the description below. There's a blog related to it in the description, but I'll also be making a compilation of all these just to let you know. But the second one is kindness, right? Now, being kind, I think, is something that generally you will find is pretty easy to do here, right? It's not like going out of your way to be super chivalrous. I think a little bit does go a long way in this country for making your partner feel like not feel like you're kind. Sounds kind of crazy. You're not like duping them or tricking them or anything like that, but just showing that you're a good-hearted person. If you are a good-hearted person, if you, I would say, for some people, if you're an asshole, it is kind of sometimes on the surface in the beginning easy to kind of trick the person into thinking that you're like a really nice guy. But I wouldn't really recommend doing that. I would say like try to put your best foot forward, especially in the initial stages of a relationship. Do the small things, like the small things that I think nowadays we consider to be kind of corny. Like I mean, I don't. I've said it before in previous videos. I don't think you have to like open doors all the way and do stuff like that. But carrying bags or like saying please and thank you, or holding the person, put your arm around them, or those kind of small asking what they want to do or what they care about doing. Those kind of small things go a really long way here, right? Especially in the beginning stages of your relationship. But it is kind of a slippery slope. I'm not trying to say like treat your girl like a asshole or anything, but the attractiveness part of this, it really does depend on your ability to how do I say this, um, maintain that. So whatever you're doing, like if you're doing too much and then you get tired of it, I don't think that's a good idea, right? If you're just trying to win her over or like get something out of it or whatever in the initial stages, and then like if you do end up in a serious relationship, you kind of dug yourself in a hole. I don't think that's a good thing, right? But if you know are yourself and the best version of yourself in your relationship, I think that's fine, right? That's totally fine. So just make sure that in the relationship, you're not like doing backflips and cartwheels unnecessarily in the beginning because you think that's what you need to do to, if you want to do some, or like, I don't know, do something. Because I would say, like, probably you don't. If you are like a decent person, you have some stuff going on for you, I'll cover in later videos from this series. But I'll just say, yeah, just be yourself. If you are a kind person, like, and if make sure the one thing I would say is make sure that's genuine, right? Because genuine kindness is really easy to see, especially if you've been around this channel for a while. Like that Japanese people in general, for the most part, over time, have a way of understanding, getting a feel for your intentions. And the more you have positive intentions, the more it shines through, really. So just keep that in your mind, keep that in your head, and I think you will be fine. Right? We're on number 3, which is affection. Right, affection is kind of related to kindness, which is the one I recorded in the previous video. As I walk on my way to Shibuya, and I think that this one's a tricky one too, right? Because I think I how sorry, I had to check my mic. How I used to show affection, like when I first, like my wife, like how I used to show her affection when I first came to Japan, I think is a little bit different than the way I would recommend you show affection. Like if you really think about it, like and I'll just say in America, in the West, right, we really show affection in a way that's kind of a little bit much, right? It's a bit overbearing. But if you are able to show your affection in a way that lets the person feel you without pushing yourself on them, if that makes any sense, that's kind of where you're gonna want to be, right? Like you're gonna want to give her her space to be herself, but also at the same time let her know that you're always there. So it's not sexual kind of affection, which I think like we tend to mix the two. Like that's very compartmentalized here, right? Like what you're doing in the bedroom is in the bedroom, right? Like I'm telling you, your girl, she will completely ignore you most of the time, right? But when it's go time, it's go time, and she'll expect you to know when it's go time. Basically, anything behind bedroom, once the door closes, it's on, right? Just keep that general rule in mind, and it's fine. But outside the bedroom, like you're just gonna keep it like junior high school level, first base. I mean, and not even like I would say, and also keep in mind what you're doing in public, because remember, affection in public is not really a thing here. So like kissing in public, you're not just gonna be like smoochy, smoochy, smoochy all over, all over the place, right? You're gonna probably have to, just put. I'm talking. Let me give you some concrete examples. I'm talking. Putting your arm around the person is about the limit of what you should be doing, right? Putting your arm around the person, holding hands, you know, maybe a hug, depending on your age group, of course. Like early 20s, yeah, hugging might be okay, but no lip locking, definitely no Frenching. Maybe a peck goodbye, depending on her personality. You're gonna have to kind of feel that out for yourself. Um, but that's the extent. And I mean, the frequency of it, of course, if she's busy, if she's working, if she's doing other things, then no, that's not what you're going to be doing. But if you are, there's a whole bunch of new restaurants here. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. But if you are, if but if she is that kind of person who does appreciate those things, then I would say space it out. Treat her like a cat, basically. Treat her like a cat. Like a dog, like a Labrador wants to be. If you think about like, it sounds bad to say this. If you think about like American women as Labrador retrievers, they want to be, have affection all the time, like literally all the time. But if you if you actually like treat her a little more like a cat doesn't want you to be all in their face all the time, right? Like it's just a cat. It just wants to chill out on the sofa, look out the window, and then like if it's hungry or if it's in the mood for that type of affection, it'll come over and it'll let you know, right? In a subtle way. That's kind of the way things work here, and that's how the way I would approach it. I didn't approach it that way when I first came here, and I wish I had. But if you're in a relationship, again, guys, in the comments, please, you guys do a great job of giving that type of advice. I highly recommend you check the comments of these videos. They will be helpful for you if you are in the early stages of a relationship, or just you want to share your experiences. But do it that way. I think you won't be really steered wrong at all. But just keep that in mind. Okay, all right. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.